Hello guys, it's Xcel and welcome to the third Q&A episode. Just like the last time, I got a ton of questions making it impossible to answer all of them, but I'll do my best to answer as many as I can throughout this video. If you watched the Q&A announcement video, I'm sure you're all aware that there is going to be a giveaway in this video, and this is how it's gonna work. I have a huge wheel that lists all the names of everyone that asked me questions there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the wheel, and the person it lands on, I'll be answering that question, and they are essentially the winners of that giveaway. Now before I spin the wheel, I just need to set a few rules here. I'm going to make a comment down below and I'm going to pin it. It's going to list the several different ways you can contact me if you are the winner. If you are the winner, the best thing you can do for me is reply to that comment and let me know the best way of reaching out to you, whether it's through Discord, email, Steam, or Twitter. I'm going to be giving out 15 copies of the game. 10 of them are on Google Play and 5 of them are on Steam. Now I'm going to go through the winners in order. So the first person that gets drawn will have the first pick. When it's your turn, you have about 48 hours to get back to me. If I don't hear back from you, I'm going to move on to the next person. I will slowly make my way through this list, and each winner gets to pick between Block Story on Steam or Block Story on Google Play. As I get down the list, there's a good chance that either the Steam or Google Play one is going to run out of copies. My guess is that we're going to run out of Steam copies first because I only have 5 copies of it. So if you're like the 12th person to win, there's a good chance that we might be out of Steam copies and I'll only have Google Play left. I hope you can all understand, so let's get on with the Q&A. And the first winner is... Rungo the Tango! Congrats! This person asked, how long have you been playing? I'm just gonna assume he means Block Story. I've been playing since version 5 came out, which was around 2013. I cannot believe it's been about 7 years since I started playing this game. What's even crazier was back then I didn't plan on recording it. Alright, let's move on to the next winner. Gabrielle Lem, congrats on winning. Make sure to message me down under the pinned message. What languages do you speak fluently? Well, I would say none because I can't even English. But to be honest, English is the only language I'm fluent in. I took Spanish and Sign Language in high school, and I even studied Hungarian, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent in any of those, unfortunately. If I ever get more free time, I think I would like to go back to Spanish and learn more of that, because that is a popular language that is around my area. No! Congrats on winning! Do you plan on making videos for other games? Yes, I do actually. I plan on going back to Subnautica, and if I can get a few friends involved, I would love to go back to Terraria or try something new like Among Us. You can expect me to go back to Subnautica very shortly. Syringe! Will I be invited to your wedding? Andrea Avila, congratulations! How did you meet your love when playing Block Story? How was it like? Was she your first? When's the wedding? Okay, this is honestly something I can make a separate video on. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours. So a few years ago, I suggested to one of my good friends, Lumpology, that we should start a Discord server for the game. We created one and eventually she joined the server. I didn't know her at all back then when she first joined, and eventually after a few months we started DMing each other. This turned into a daily thing and eventually it switched to video calls. I'm sure you can all assume what happened then after that. Before I met her, I never would have thought I would be in a long distance relationship, but it felt amazing discovering that we both felt the same way about each other. This was the first true person I could call my girlfriend, because in my previous relationships it never really kicked off that far. As for the wedding, I'm not sure why so many people are asking about a wedding. There is no wedding yet, not for a while, probably not for a few years. I need more money to move out, then I'll work on that. Congrats, Andrea Italian. What is your favorite game, excluding Block Story? That's honestly a tough question to answer. Usually when I sort my favorite games, I put them into separate categories, but if I had to pick one game that I've been playing most recently, I would say PlanetSide 2. That is my favorite first-person shooter. Demon Entertainment. Congrats on being the next winner. Will you play Block Story Season 5? At the moment, I don't think I will. I am aware that there will be more future content coming in updates, and I actually plan on recording it, but I'm gonna include it in Season 4 for now. I'm not actually done with Season 4 just yet, even though I finished the storyline. There are still some things I want to do. Turtletoes is the next big winner. How did you think of the name Accelerator? Well, that's an interesting one. I've always kind of stuck with this name since I was younger. So I went to this amusement park back then called Knott's Berry Farm. There was a ride there called Xcellorator, but it was spelled slightly differently. I ended up using that name as my PSN profile and my Minecraft username, but since I was only like 10 or 11 back then, I actually spelled it wrong. But I got some feedback from some friends saying that they liked the name, so I just kind of stuck with it. Congrats on winning, Gabrielle Lem. Hey Xcellorator, my question is, what is your favorite pet in Block Story? Well, I'm glad you asked me after 13.0 came out, because my favorite pet is the Phoenix. I love the colors, I love how it looks, I love all its attacks, especially when it shoots those fireballs. The best part is that it has a sleeping animation though, and I mean, come on, could you really ask for more? That's adorable! New Sun Gaming, congrats. Use survival hardcore games Block Story. I'm going to take a guess, and I think he's referring to me playing hardcore mode. I already did play hardcore mode back in Season 3. I know a few people were asking me if I wanted to go back and do it again, like for Season 5 or something. And to be honest, I really don't want to. I had to grind for hours just to stand a chance against the normal mobs, and that was with old diamond drops. Now there is space, I just don't want to spend 50 to 100 hours building another character. It's just too much. Congrats, George! Could you start recording Outlast or any other horror game? I want to see you screaming. Why don't you play hardcore instead of story? Why can't you eat a fork with a spoon? Well, to answer your first question, playing horror games has been on my mind. I'm just not sure if I want to do them or not. If I do play them, I'm probably going to be hating myself the whole time and overreacting at everything. As for hardcore mode, I just answered it. It would be so much work, and I just really don't want to do that again. And for now, the most important question. Why can't you eat a fork with a spoon? Well, there are just some questions out there that science can't even explain. I'll continue to do my research and let you all know how it goes. Cosmin Gogoda, congrats on being selected. What country do you live in? I live in the United States, currently living in California. Currently not having a clue at what snowfall looks like. Seriously, it gets really hot here. Congrats, as is Electro. When the next Block Story update? Well, I'm not actually sure, to be honest. 13.0.6 is going to be the next release for the game, but it is currently unknown. Ever since the breakout started, submitting updates takes more than twice as long now, and I'm not even sure if it has been submitted yet. I promise that I'll get more detail out as soon as I can. Alright, congrats Legendary Gamer. Did Paula get her name from the devs who was named Paul? I really wish I could answer this question, I really do. But I don't have the best insight on this. And I know you're in Discord, so I will be sure to ask the devs as soon as they come back online. And drawing number 15 goes to Ryder. Is Lego Ninjago an anime? And I don't even know if I want to say that part. I did say ask me anything, right? The way I see it is that it uses stop motion, which I wouldn't consider anime. If this is considered anime, then Wallace and Gromit might as well be anime as well. Alright, so I've now drawn 15 names. However, what I've also done is if some of these people have already bought the game on these platforms and can't use the key, I'm going to give them to the runners-up. I drew 10 extra names, which you can see here in this order. If any of these 15 people cannot claim the key, which is probably going to happen, you guys are going to be the next winners. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to poll just a few more questions before ending this video. Harsh Games asks, are you ever going to do a top 5 strongest pets video? Well, I actually do plan on doing a top 5 or a top 10 list on this subject. Chances are it might actually be a top 10 instead of a top 5, but I know this has been a popular requested video to do, so this one will definitely be my next top 10 list. Pika Patako asks, do you plan on branching out to other games in the future and attempting a similar format to that of other gaming channels by playing popular games only, or will you continue to play games you enjoy? What is the best type of cheese in your opinion? Wrong answers will be judged harshly.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Okay, that's all. See ya. I don't want to play something I don't enjoy, and a lot of popular games out there I don't actually enjoy. I want to continue playing the games I love playing. Some of them might be more popular than others. It just really comes down to that, but I'm not gonna just switch to popular games only. The best type of cheese, it kind of depends what I'm craving. That's a really difficult question. I think the most difficult question I've ever been thrown. How about I just say this? On my burgers, I prefer American cheese, and on tacos, I prefer cheddar. Is mayonnaise an instrument? That's always the question everyone wants an answer to, and I don't know if I have the logic or willingness to answer that one correctly. I guess I would lean towards yes. Watermelon asks, do you watch any American YouTubers, and do you know/watch Eurovision song contests? For American YouTubers, I'm not actually aware of where all my YouTubers I watch are from, but Neebs Gaming and Markiplier are two that I watch and I know they are American. And as for the Eurovision, I've been told to watch it before, but I've never actually watched it. Uri asks, how many hours do you have on Block Story? Lobology asks, what do you imagine Block Story updates will look like in 100 years? If I could dream, all 50 of my ideas would be in the game. But if I were to be more realistic, I might get a few more biomes and maybe a few more items and weapons to use, and maybe a little bit of an addition to the storyline, who knows. AL asks, what are your major criticisms of the game Block Story? What features do you want to improve? As far as criticisms go, the combat is kind of getting repetitive to me, because it's really just the same thing over and over again. Just a few creatures resist a few things and they're weak to a few other things. So I would definitely improve the combat if that was one choice I had to make, and also improve the AI as well. Mr. M asks, what was the first video game you ever played? Will there be another blogcast? I don't actually remember the first video game I ever played. If I had to take a guess, it might have been the first Super Mario Bros. Game on the NES. That's just taking a guess. And as for blogcasts, I've actually been thinking about it and discussing it with a few other people. As long as we can get a few other people together, and as long as my sister doesn't sneeze in the background, we can make that happen. Taz asks, what inspired you to start making videos? A few things actually. I want to say that a few YouTubers might have inspired me. Back then I loved watching Sky Does Minecraft and I thought it would be so cool to do something like what he does. And also I had one other friend in real life who started a channel and I actually ended up doing a few videos with him. And this was before I started my channel and all those videos unfortunately are gone. But it was actually another friend who got me kind of into the recording, and after he stopped, I decided to branch off and start my own channel, and here I am now. If you were to add anything in Block Story, what would it be? That's another difficult question, but I really love my idea of the dream world. If you see my 50 ideas video for Block Story, my dream world was one of the first ideas I included. Basically, I had the idea of you eating like a magic bean or something, and you would fall asleep and you would wake up in a dream world where it has a bunch of different unique creatures, and we would be in the old terrain of version 8, but the textures would be a little bit different. That's just an idea I had. It would be like our version of Nether. It's just an idea I had, and I've been trying to support it for a while now in the Discord. Ali Infinite asks, what inspired you to start playing Block Story? Nothing really actually inspired me to start playing Block Story, because what happened was I was actually on Google Play looking for a similar sandbox game to Minecraft, but I wanted a little bit more to it. Because back then Minecraft Mobile Edition wasn't complete. As for inspiring to keep recording, when I first started recording, I recorded Minecraft and Block Story. And my Block Story videos just got so much more views than Minecraft. So I eventually broke away from Minecraft completely and just primarily recorded Block Story. I kept getting more and more attention, and I decided to just keep going along with it and supporting the community. Xazer asks, when are you going to start recording other games such as Terraria? We'd love to see Terraria content being brought back in here. Are you still going to keep making YouTube videos in the far future? Maybe when you're in your 30s? Will YouTube ever be your main career? Well, I've kind of already answered this before. As far as Terraria goes, it's still up in the air. But I do plan on going back to Subnautica for now, for being my next game to go back to. I do plan on going back to it maybe next week. And as for continually recording videos, I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And as for being my career, I need to be at least 10 times bigger in order for it to be my career, because I hardly make any money doing this. I would have to open up like a Patreon or something, and I'm just not into that type of thing right now. I'm too small of a channel. But if I do grow bigger, I would love for it to be my career, because then I can make videos almost daily for you all. Chaos Turtle asks, how much money have you spent on your computer?
It's time to stop!
McCann asks, these are the most important questions of all time. Also, please leave me out of the giveaway. Aside from Block Story and Subnautica, what other games do you plan on playing, or what other content do you want to make for your channel? How did you and Say meet through the Block Story Discord, and how did you two get so close? What happened to question 3? How can my feet smell if they don't have a nose? Can you get to the North Pole by drilling through a hole through the South Pole? I asked too many questions. That's not a question, but I did it anyway. Well, I think it's already been explained that I might go back to Terraria, maybe play Among Us in the future. As for how I met with Say, kind of already gone over it, but we started DMing each other and it just kind of kicked off from there. What happened to question 3? I don't know, it appears to be gone. How can my feet smell if they don't have a nose? That is just the type of question that science cannot explain. Can you get to the North Pole by drilling through the South Pole? Technically, yes, actually. We should try that sometime. I asked too many questions. I mean, I think you can ask a ton of more questions, to be honest. Alright, and the last question from Freak Gamer is, will you reveal your name after the wedding? Alright guys, that is the end of the third Q&A video. Congrats to all the winners, and make sure if you won to check out the comment I put down in the pinned messages down below. I hope I can give you the game as soon as possible. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.